You ever get the feeling like you've forgotten something that used to matter more than anything? Not something small, I'm talking about a place, a moment, more like a room that felt like the center of everything. They don't talk about this room, not in temples nor textbooks, but you've been there. It's where you went before you dropped into this body, not in a dream, not in some abstract realm. This was real, more real than this echo we call life. It's called different things. Some call it the Soul Archive, some call it the Chamber of Agreements. I call it the Library Between Lives. It's not made from walls or shelves, it's built from vibrational records, living memory that wraps around you. In that space, you could read everything, all of your lives, all of your choices, every word you've ever spoken, every truth you didn't dare say. And from that place, you chose. You chose your bloodline, you chose your exit points, you chose your lessons, your alliances, even your enemies. Not as punishment, but as precision. You laid out this life like a symphony. Every note had a reason. But here's what changed. There was interference. Not just in the womb, it was before that. Something started scrambling the codes, not erasing them, just distorting, like fingerprints smudged on glass. Now people drop in half aware. Contracts are still made, but some of them are forged. Spirit signatures falsified. Experiences inserted that weren't part of your original chart. And the worst of all, they keep you from remembering the library. Because if you remembered it, you remembered you had authority before arrival. But just because they fogged the glass doesn't mean the room's gone. It's still there. And every now and then, through meditation, dream states, or moments where time bends, you find yourself almost back in it. The books still know your name. The light still recognize your spirit. You didn't lose the memory. It's just waiting for the real you to re-enter and reclaim it. So if something inside you feels unfinished, if you sense there's something you forgot to remember, you're not wrong. You left instructions for yourself. You just haven't opened them yet. And before you ever walk through the gate, you carried a name. Not the one they gave you here, but an ancient vibrational signature, laced with purpose. It wasn't spoken, it was embedded, imprinted like a sacred flame into the folds of your soul. That name wasn't just identity, it was a contract of intention, a code laced with every reason you came. You might not remember the syllables now, but the feeling of it, it's still there. In your silence, your tears, in that ache you can't quite name, and it's calling to be spoken again. They don't just block the access to the library, they fracture it. Right before you descended into this realm, there's a window of vulnerability, a moment of pre-incarnational transparency, where the soul is still fused to source memory, but the body is already forming. That's the exact moment they strike. Not with violence, but with frequency distortion, a synthetic veil layered over your sovereign design. Imagine a magnetic fog, coded pulses woven with intent, designed to disrupt the soul's compass just enough that you forget your way back. They call it the amnesia protocol, and it works. It's why upon arrival, the body jerks, while the eyes blink into fluorescence instead of sunlight, while the breath stutters even before trauma. They've created an architecture of forgetting. They don't need to erase anything, only displace it, just far enough out of reach that you dismiss the feelings as fantasy. But inside that library, before the fog, there was clarity beyond language. You didn't read from pages, you stood inside living memory fields, and they surrounded you like auric architecture. You would enter chambers built from your past actions, rooms where emotions hung like stars and timelines flickered like silent films across transparent walls. Each room gave you the chance to choose consciously, to repair old cycles, to meet familiar souls under new names. You saw every potential version of this life, the one where you awakened early, the one where you didn't, the one where your gifts were honored, the one where they were hidden and haunted, and you made the bravest decision a soul can make. You still came here anyway. Lifetime after lifetime, you've clawed your way back to the truth. Sometimes limping, sometimes in glory, other times as silent as breath. But you've remembered pieces through ritual. You've remembered pieces through pain and beauty. But this time it's different. This isn't just another return. This isn't just to remember. This is to bring it all down. To dissolve the mimicry once and for all. To collapse the simulation at its root. Not out of vengeance, but out of sacred completion. This is the life where the patterns break. Where you don't just escape the matrix, you deactivate it. And this moment, right now, is part of that bet paying off. You're not just remembering the library, you have opened it once again. And somewhere inside that sacred chamber, A volume glows with your name on its spine. It does not record your past, it contains your intention. The mission wasn't lost, just delayed. And now by remembering, you reset the entire architecture of your walk forward. Not from scratch, but from source. In Lakesh.